I remember a time when I was in Israel and I was just so overwhelmed with gratitude. I was by the kotel and I was praying, and being at the kotel is obviously a time for very strong emotions, and you just have to let go and let that emotion come over you. And I remember this feeling of gratitude as one of those moments that was so tangible I can literally taste it on the tip of my tongue. And I remember crying and calling out to my creator and saying, how can I thank you? How can I thank you, and how can I thank these people that have come into my life, who have guided me and who have shown me where, shown me so much happiness and joy and incredibleness. And incredibleness is not really a word, but just who have shown me like so much love and care. And like I have nothing to give back to, to make up for this. Like I have to do something. And I remember crying so hard about this. And I remember at the end just saying, please, please, I know I can't do it now. I'm such a student. I'm such a, like, I don't have enough to give back. But please allow me in the future, in some way in my life, to give back what I've been given somehow. And I remember this, we all have those moments in our life that are just real in a way that no other moment before has been real. And for me, this was the moment. And it was such a raw feeling of just begging to be able to give back, because I just couldn't take all the bracha that had been given to me, even all the hardships and all the everything. Like I just felt so full, and I needed to have a way to give back. And at that moment, I didn't. So that was about 6 years ago, and since then, thank God, like nothing. You get in this world everything that you want in some form or another, and it might not be in the way that you think it might come, but everything that we desperately need, we are given. So I have been given ways to give back, and thank God. And this video is another way for me to give that gratitude back. I'm going to talk a little bit about gratitude, because this is what this video is about. I'm planning on doing a little series on gratitude, because really having gratitude is just such a win-win-win situation. It allows us to win in terms of our relationship with our creator, because like really the best way for us to relate to our creator is through gratitude. And of course, gratitude positively influences the person that we are grateful for. If we say thank you to someone, of course that person's going to feel great and fabulous. But gratitude mostly deeply, profoundly affects who we are. When we have gratitude, our existence makes so much sense. And having gratitude, it's an art. I'm not claiming to be an expert on gratitude. I plan on becoming much better, I hope, at having gratitude. But it's just, nothing makes you feel more real than having that true awe and gratitude for what we've been given in this world. So the first video on gratitude I want to make, and I know while I'm talking about some of these women that have influenced me and given so much to me, that you're also going to be probably coming up with some people that have influenced you in similar ways in your life. So I would like you to take a moment now, either on your computer or on a piece of paper, to just have a place to write things down ready, because I know what I'm going to say is going to trigger some thoughts in you. So I've been extremely fortunate in my life to come across incredible women who have mentored me. And for any of you that know my life story and know my history, you'll know that having a woman as a motherly and mentor figure is very important to me. So I'm going to talk about three of them, and just to get us started and get us to, have a little bit of taste of gratitude and what it can do for us, and how important it is to really appreciate our mentors and how they've shaped us and turned us into who we are today. The first one is someone, she's very famous, and I don't know if anyone watching this video is actually going to know who she is, but in other circles, she's quite famous. And she was a mentor of mine when I was a young child. And she had this way of walking into the room with, all I can say is that she stomped into the room, and not in a way that was abrasive, but in a way that was just so powerful and so uh, the word gentle, but it wasn't gentle. It was just, she loved the floor that she was walking on, and she loved the space that she occupied. As a woman, often we're taught that taking up space and being big is not a good thing. And this woman she loved herself. She was appreciative of life. She loved others. And she really loved the space that she occupied. She really made a lot of use of the space around her. And she would just walk into, she would be wearing all black, extremely funky clothes and high heels about like that I could never imagine wearing. And she would just walk into the room, and and she would perform with such command and such like, I guess, respect, but power. And I don't mean power like in an egotistical way, but like such like using her space and using her physicality and using her body in order to create such beautiful art. And my teachers would always write in my report cards that Andrea is a lovely child, but she's very quiet and she's shy. And I remember my first day of school, like hiding behind my parents' legs. And I was lucky enough to get to know this woman very early in life, and really she embraced me, and she taught me so much, and she taught me really to have guts. And not to have guts in order to serve oneself, but to have guts in order to let go of my ego. Because there are things in this world that need to be done. And there are things in this world that need to be said. And who am I, just because I'm feeling a little shy, to not do these things? And she taught me that there's just so much I have to say, and so much that needs to be said. And that there's no shame in saying those things. It's actually something to be proud of. And I've been given this body, and I've been given this mouth, and I've been given all these abilities that I have. I've been given abilities as a performer and as a woman, and I have to use these abilities. I have to, and really just like, I don't want to say it in a harsh way, but she taught me to get over myself. She really taught me to let go of all those fears and all those things that were holding me back, and just embrace my space and really, really, really do what needs to be done in the moment. And I can't, I was so fortunate to have this at a very early age, especially for an introverted child. This was just such an important lesson for me to know. And, I guess I do say that I'm introverted, but I'm also extroverted. I'm really extroverted in many ways. But there's no greater joy than doing the right thing in the moment that it needs to be done. I don't know if that makes any sense. But there are times to be quiet, and there are times to fade into the background. But there are times to really command your space and to really do what needs to be done. And as a woman, this woman just taught me that with everything that she did. And it was amazing. And I just, all the women I talk about are women that I don't have necessarily the means or the way, actually I do have the means to express this gratitude, but they've shaped me. The second woman is a light upon a light, and she exudes, she has so much confidence and love within everything that she does. She has this brightness that glows in her face and her eyes, and she just has this sense of style and sense of self-acceptance as well that is infectious. Because she has accepted herself and she loves who she is, she actually allows the rest of us around her to love who we are. And she has, if any of you have seen this woman dance, the way she just lets go and feels the music and embraces, but she doesn't let go in order to be on her own. She lets go in order to embrace and bring everyone in, and with so much joy. And she's a marvel in so many ways. And she has taught me absolutely so much about myself and about women in general and about bringing women together. But all these things that I'm saying about her are things that most of us know about her. But I would say one thing that I learned from her the most, like with the first woman is being Guts, this woman taught me about love. And she taught me to really, really give love to others. And for any of us that have been lucky enough, and that will be lucky enough to come into this person's presence, you'll know that she will drop everything for you. When you walk into her house or walk into an event that she's leading, she will look at you. She'll look at you, and you know that you are the center of the world. No matter who you are, she might not even know your name, but you know that you are the absolute center of the world. And she just makes you feel seen, and she makes you feel loved. And with that, this woman she always says that her goal is to help people understand how much our Creator loves us. And by her giving us that love, when she meets us and when she looks at us and sees us, we actually understand how much our Creator loves us. By her seeing us, then we suddenly see ourselves. And it's incredible what she can do with that. And she has taught me really to do that as much as I can for every person that I meet. To really look at them and see them and let them know how important they are. Because they are. And so many people need to see that. And, regardless, she has taught me so much about style and femininity and just even how to have a good time dancing and all of that. But mostly it's how to see other people and how to make other people feel loved. It's so, so important. And that's actually the biggest thing I'm going to talk about at the end of this video is helping others feel loved. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about another woman. And this last woman is quite a bit older than me, definitely one of my big mentors. And it's funny, she has something that we in Judaism called Bina. And I've talked about this in a motherhood video that I made. But Bina is a special kind of knowledge, a special kind of wisdom that women have. And we might translate it in English as women's wisdom. And this mentor of mine, whenever I go to her with a problem, as women, we have this instinct called Bina. And that instinct is usually, I would say, 99% of the time right. Yet there's so many voices coming into our head, our own doubts, our own insecurities, and then other people's doubts and other people's opinions and everything, that just our intrinsic knowledge gets covered up. So whenever I would go to this woman for advice, she would just give it to me. She would give me the information that I already knew, yet I had somehow covered it up and turned, what I already knew into some sort of issue. And what she taught me and still continues to teach me, and what I hope to teach you from her, is trust. Is really, really trusting that, first of all, we are on this earth for the most incredible reasons. We're on this earth to make the world beautiful. And we have a Creator that loves us infinitely. And we have to know that, and we have to trust in that. And not only does this Creator love us infinitely, we have a spark of that infinite within ourselves, and we have access to that. Especially as women, we have access to that. We have a different sort of knowledge, this wisdom called Bina, this women's instinct. And when we can access that, when we can just take all those voices and take them away and put them somewhere else, that's what we need to do. And this woman has taught me that sort of trust. Amongst other things, she's also an artist. She's also a teacher. She does many incredible things in her life. But the way she's taught me to trust myself and trust the instincts that I have, and really to just turn off all those extra voices. And, I often have sometimes women coming to me with a problem or some life issue that they're dealing with. And I can talk to them. Of course I can talk to them, but like I can't tell anyone anything that they don't already know. There's no way. I mean, I think many people can relate to this, that you can never say something to someone that they're not, first of all, ready to hear. They won't be able to take it in unless they're ready to hear it. And second of all, they usually if someone has an issue, they know the answer. You just have to help them find it. So what this woman did is she helped me find the answers within myself. And she helped me trust myself to know the answers. And that's like such a beautiful gift. And I don't even know, these women, the first one that taught me how to have, real guts and real ability to take, command of my space and do what needs to be done in the moment. And the second woman that taught me how to love, that really taught me how to love and embrace the world, and with excitement and color and exuberance. And the third woman who taught me how to trust. Like, how am I supposed to say thank you? So, yes, I can say thank you by making a video, and this video is really a thank you video. But what I want to do with this video is, I'm sure that many of you have been thinking about women that have influenced you and mentored you. And, these are, all three of these women were ones that played, real significant roles in terms of time in my life. But I might make a video, I will make a video about women that they might have had like a little, I might have known them for 5 minutes, and they might have just said something, it might have been just seeing someone across the room who changed you. So it doesn't have to necessarily be someone that, really powerfully connected with you and, mentored you. But think about that woman who taught you, who gave so much to you, and think about how grateful you are for that and how it's shaped you. And now what I want you to do, and this is my challenge to everyone, and what we're going to do is we're going to actually do a Wrapunzel giveaway in terms of this. What I want you to do is pick one woman. I had 3. I have much more than 3, actually, thank God. But I have 3 that I talked about in this video. But pick one woman and write to her. Or call her, or do whatever, whatever you think might need to be done. And one thing I will say is, your mentors. You know who they are. You know what kind of communication they want. Some might be very grateful for a huge, 10-page long letter. Another might just be great with a hi, well, how are you? One might be, more, like they might appreciate a phone call more. Just, figure out what kind of communication this person would love most. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what you should do, but make a commitment to reach out and connect to this person. And when you do that, I would love for you to share this video, and maybe it'll influence someone else to do the same thing, because as I said, it's a win-win-win situation. It's going to do nothing except spread more light. And when you do that, after you share this video, I would love for you to leave a comment on the video. And in the comment, I would love to hear, first of all, if you want to share a bit about this person who your mentor, like I shared, tell me a bit about who they are. Tell us about who they are, so maybe we can learn from them as well. That would be wonderful. But let's say it's someone more private, then you don't have to tell us. Don't feel obligated to overshare too much. But so use your discretion in terms of that. And when you do that, you'll be entered in our giveaway, and we will be making at Wrapunzel a personalized tichel kit for you, including a velvet headband, and also a personalized tichel kit for your mentor, who we will send you both, and then you can give her this one as a gift. And I want to end off this video because I'm feeling inspired now to just write to everyone. But we all know how procrastination can affect us. So I want to tell you one little story of something that happened to me last week, and maybe it'll motivate you even more to communicate even more to these wonderful mentors of ours. So I had a friend when I lived in Chicago, and we were close, and we just stopped communicating. Really, it wasn't like anything terrible happened, but like we definitely grew apart and stopped communicating. And maybe we had some differences. It's just like it wasn't a friendship that really, I would always like, I was sad about losing this friend, but, I was like, it wasn't, I guess it wasn't meant to be or something like that. But recently, it was just, I don't think it was Wednesday last week. I don't remember when it was. I think it was right after Shabbat that I got her email. And it was to an old email address that I don't use anymore, so I didn't get it when she sent it. And she just wrote me this, it was like 4 sentences, like not more than like it was maybe maximum 10 sentences, between 4 and 10 sentences. It was short, it was sweet, and it was so genuine. It was after like 2 years that I haven't talked to this woman. And it was just so lovely, like just saying, thank you for being such a wonderful friend. I'm sorry that we've lost touch. This, some things that were going on in her life. She just had a baby, and I had heard through the grapevine, but I wasn't really able to wish her a proper mazel tov. Like, just like, a little bit of news, like but it was so carefully worded and so loving. And I cried when I read it, and then I showed it to my husband, and he cried too. It was so beautiful, and it was exactly what I needed to hear at the moment. I don't know why I needed it, so like to hear that right then, but just this woman, like, reaching out to me after all this time, just to say hi and like to say I hope we can reconnect. Wow, incredible! Like it just, it made my day, and it made like it's actually motivating me to make this video right now. So do it, really, really do it. Like, be gutsy, be loving, and be trusting, because you know that this is the right thing to do. Write to this person and tell her how much you love her, and you'll be entered in the giveaway. And the winner will actually get to communicate with me, and I will personally choose you a beautiful, beautiful kit that will suit you, and a beautiful one that will suit your mentor as well. And yeah, have fun. I can't wait to see where this goes. Please tell us about your mentors. And to my mentors, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. I love you all so, so much. And just thank you. And God willing, one day I'll be able to give to someone else as much as you've given to me. Thank you. Bye-bye.